Hey, my name is Wade Smith. Today we'll be doing an oil change on an 89 Chevy S10.
First thing you have to do when using your jack is to make sure that you have it on your points of where it lifts so that it's not going to break anything. Next, you have to get your oil drain and put it up under your car right where your oil drain plug is at, which on this one is right here. Alright. Then you gotta get whichever socket fits it, or wrench fits it. Next, what you gotta do is you gotta loosen up your oil drain plug. And if you're fast enough, you don't get any oil on your hands. Now you'll have to let your oil drain out until it stops draining from your oil drain plug. And when it stops draining, you'll move this over to where your oil filter is, and you'll take off your oil filter. Next, what you gotta do, if you get your oil filter taker off of her splitter, and you'll put it up on your oil filter. And once you get it loose enough, you'll use your hands to loosen it the rest of the way. And now it's off. Next thing you're gonna do is you're gonna take you a rag and you're gonna run it around the edge of where the oil filter was to make sure that the O-ring did not get stuck up there. Since this oil filter is installed on the vehicle vertically, you will fill it up most of the way with your oil. The easiest way is with a funnel. Next thing you're going to do is you're going to put some oil on your finger and you're going to rub it around the gasket on the oil filter. And then after you do that, you'll come over here and you'll screw it back on. And then you don't want to get it too tight because the rubber ring, when the engine gets hot, will form to it and then it'll be impossible to get off. Next, what you're going to do, after you get all your stuff back on and this is about done dripping, you're going to put your oil drain plug back in. And then you're going to snug it up. If you're using a lift, you have to raise it back up. And then you have to go and unlock the locks on both sides so you can lower it down. Next thing you gotta do is you gotta pop the hood. And if you're doing it on an older car, you have to put your prop rod up. On this particular model, the oil filler is on the left side of the engine. It's a lot easier if you use a funnel to pour it in. Another thing thing you'll do if you have something, or if it's a nice car, you'll lay something across the fender where you're working so you don't scratch it up or drip any oil on it. Next thing you want to do, if you're using a funnel, is you'll grab yourself a rag, so when you pull it out, you can put it up under it and catch any excess oil that's dripping out of it. Now, after you get your funnel out, you'll take your oil plug, or your filler plug, you'll push it back, or put it back in there. Next thing you want to do after you put your oil cap back on, is you want to check the oil level. After you put your oil cap back on, you'll go and crank your engine, let it run for about 20 seconds to circulate the oil, and fill your oil filter all the way up, and then you'll check your oil. After you let your car run for about 20 seconds, circulate your oil and fill your oil filter up, you'll pull your dipstick out, you'll clean it off, and then you'll put it back in, and then pull it out a second time, and then you'll check it. This one's all good. So now that you've checked it all up, it's all done, everything's tight, you'll take your fender cover off, you'll close your hood, and then it's all good.